Oh my gosh. What happened to my computer? Shoot, shoot, shoot. Get out. Get off. Ugh. Go. I'm back. It's been a while. I want to say maybe a month. But, you're staring at, something you've seen off to the left, or right. Yeah, right in my videos right now. And, this is my garage computer. I built it a few months back, and it's been doing me well. I slapped some random parts into it, and just kind of call it a day. But main flaw is I've got a kind of an issue with this computer now. Now in Task Manager, it's not the processor. It's not the processor. It's this Athlon X4. It's fine. The 8 gigs of memory is surprisingly just fine. The RX 550 in here, it's just a display adapter that plays videos for me right now. But you know what? I put in a SATA 2 hard drive with 750 gigs of free storage. Now, 750 gigs is not a bad amount of storage space, but SATA 2 7200 RPM hard drives from nearly 15 years ago is not exactly something you want. But it actually hasn't been all that bad. Still though, I think it's time Windows gets a little bit of a break, because we all know how much it hates hard drives. And so for that, I believe it's time we install Arch Linux on here, because if I didn't, I think I would probably suffer, just because of how slow Windows actually is on here sometimes. But I'm not going to wipe Windows. I think a dual boot is indeed in order. So, give me a moment while I proceed to burn my Arch Linux ISO to a USB stick, and we'll get on with this little shindig. I gotta love it when the monitor's like slanted and I can't fix it. Anyways, I've got 2 USB sticks here, and we're gonna use our first one right now. Nope, we're not formatting. We're rebooting, stupid. Right, so if I recall, remember, you gotta mash F12 to get into the boot picker here. And we're lucky because this is one of the first, or this is like in the early days of where EFI was becoming mainstream about 10 years ago. This board's from around 2013, I think. There we are. Okay. So, USB, yep, the Samsung flash drive. Ubuntu. It says Windows XP Professional x64. I don't know why. Seriously, why is that in this menu? Ubuntu. Yeah, well that booted up. I worked on straightening up the camera a little bit. It didn't work very well. And I also routed an Ethernet cable over here, so we'll have internet during the Arch Linux install process. But this is a USB boot for Ubuntu, and I'm going to use it to partition out the hard drive so I have something to install Arch on. Alright, I'm going to use gparted for this. Alright, so let's see here. We've got a basic recovery partition for Windows, an EFI system partition, some Microsoft Reserve bullshit, and of course Windows itself. So now I guess we just half that. 357,394, and that is half of the partition of what I have. So resize that, create a new one. We'll call it Arch ext4, add it. Okay, we've finished that up, and finish that up, and reboot, or shut off actually. Okay, I'm very glad I noticed that before I actually started installing, but we are going to add a swap partition of about 4 gigabytes. Swap swap. Hold on, did I see something there? Insert emoji? Oh, you've got to be kidding. No, I wanna call my I wanna call my swap partition. Let's see, what do we have in here? Swap partition. Swap partition. Man lifting weights. Okay, that might screw things up a bit, so I'm not actually gonna name it that, but still. That's hilarious that you can do that. Okay, so before I do anything, I'm gonna check if that's still, if that partition is still here. fdisk-l. We have, let's see here, we have the MS, the Microsoft stuff, the EFI system, Linux and Linux swap. Okay, it's all there. Cool. Now we can actually begin. And so, I'm going to type out some commands to mount the file systems. Mount /dev/sda. Let's see here. That's 5 to /mount. Yep. And then mount -- make dr /dev /sda2, which is our EFI, to mount /boot, and then swap on /dev /sda6. Alright, that's all here. So now, oh right, I need to set the time to, I need to set the time. Time date ctl set -ntp true. Alright, that's all good. Alright, now it is packstrap /mount base linux -firmware, and I always like to add a couple of packages to this here. Nano, neofetch, and sometimes I like to install Xorg with my DE, but I don't really know what desktop environment I want yet, so I'm just going to install those 5 packages. Alright, now we have to configure the fstab, which is like, it has to do with disks and how the operating system identifies those disks, I believe. genfstab -u /mount that /mount /etc/fstab. Okay, and now I can change root into mount. arch-chroot /mount. And now we are in the installation. It's that easy to install, but now you have to configure everything, like networking and a few other things. First though, I want to see if my other packages were downloaded good, so let's type in neofetch, and there it is. Our system specs with a couple of other things are being perfectly displayed. And has Nano been installed? Yes, it has. Very good. Alright, now we have to do the time zone. ln-sf/user/share /zoneinfo/ America/Los_Angeles /etc/local time. Okay. HW clock --syst OHC. Alright, that's finished up. nano/etc/locale.gen. Okay, and from this is sort of a place where you show what language you're supposed to be in. This is like localization. So I gotta find en_us. Let's see here. En. Here we are. Alright, just had to make sure I was undoing the right one for English. We had to uncomment these. These have hashtags behind them, which mean they are just comments to Linux. It ignores them. It thinks they're for the user, but uncommenting them shows Linux, hey, this is what we want to focus on. This is stuff you should be using. And now that that's done, we have to go back into the text editor nano and type, let's see here, nano/etc/locale dot configuration, and then put in lang equals en underscore us dot utf dash 8, Control X, save. And then nano/etc/ oh no, this is for, we don't need to do that. Right, so yeah, that's actually not what I wanted to do. I was going to set a keyboard layout, but then remembered that standard keyboard layout is just QWERTY, so we don't need to change that. And from here now we can type locale-gen, and it'll do all that stuff for us. Okay, just to finish that up. And now we configure the network. And so this is nano/etc/host name, and all you have to do here is just type whatever you want your computer to be seen on the network by. So I guess I'll type in garage-pc-arch, and that will identify it as my computer running Arch Linux. Okay, so I'm sort of stepping out into unknown waters here. I usually don't configure the network, but I'm trying to configure up something called DHCP, which is just a form of networking, you know. Alright, I'm not entirely sure, but I think I have that down. I didn't really explain what it was, but I hope it worked, because I have no idea what I'm doing with it. Okay, now make init cpio-p. This is called making init ramfs. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but I know it has to do with booting the system in some form, I guess. Okay, and now we set a root password. For obvious security reasons, I will not be showing this password. Okay, now that we've done that, we need to install a bootloader. pacman-s grub, and I believe something called EFI boot mgr, and that is for EFI boot management. It's required for using grub on EFI. Okay, that's finished, and now I believe there's one or two commands we have to run. So for EFI we have to type in this lengthy command, grub-install --target equals x86 underscore 64 dash EFI EFI directory equals ESP bootloader ID equals grub. Oh, ESP is supposed to be a directory. I always forget that. ESP is meant to be your boot directory / boot, I believe. Error, EFI boot manager failed to register the boot entry, no such file or directory. Okay, I probably just typed in the wrong thing. Oh right, I never actually mounted dev SDA1 on this. I mounted it in the live install, but I'm not even really technically in the live install right now. I'm on our installation of Arch, which doesn't have it mounted, so I have to mount it here. So mount /dev/sda2/ actually, is that the same partition? Let's see here. Yeah, okay. Mount /dev/sda2/boot. We don't Hmm. Cannot, oh god, no space left. Oh god. Okay, so there's no space left for grub. That is incredibly annoying. Oh god. Okay, here's what's gonna happen. Exit, shut down now. So, the monitor's a little oriented weird. Didn't notice until I started the camera. I had it facing this way. But now I'll put it back so you guys can see it. And it's not centered, I don't really care. But yeah, I've been doing a little work. I was getting stuff working. Had to redo everything. Really struggled with grub for a while, but I think I have it working now. So let's reboot and see if we get a working Arch Linux operating system to any variety. Let's exit chroot, exit, reboot now. Okay. Grub, that's a good sign. Okay, grub is working. Okay, we've got the Arch boot screen. It is working. So far, at least. I don't know. Maybe we'll kernel panic. That's always exciting. No, we have a login. So let's type in root. I don't have a user yet. My password. All right, we've logged in. Let's see if with networking is working at all. Oh, you can't see that at all. The text is so faint. I wish there was a bit less light in the background. I apologize. Network is unreachable. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on getting networking working because I absolutely hate networking. Like, I hate it so much. It is the bane of my existence. But, I'll see y'all in a little while. Monitor's facing the wrong way again. That's alright. I guess I'll just show you all this real quick, because I still got more issues, but I did get networking up and running. Had some issues with a DHCP client, but it is indeed working. You can see I can ping Google now, and it works just fine. However, I do have another issue on my hands. I installed the stuff for a desktop environment. Sorry for the wobble there, for the shaking. And boom, you get an error. So I'm researching the error right now. It's probably not too much to fix, but I'll see you all in a bit when I fix that up. Okay, so this is a little different. I have no idea what the hell I'm looking at. I've never seen this before, but I did get Xorg kind of working, I guess. See, I installed KDE Plasma just because I could, and this is not KDE Plasma, I'll tell you that for sure. I think this is probably some sort of default thing that Xorg has just whenever you need, like whenever it doesn't recognize any other DEs around. This is just kind of a window manager from what I can tell. It's got a clock and a couple of terminal windows, but that's about it. I wouldn't call this very useful. But it is here. It does something. I'm sure it has a use. Yeah. I really don't know what this is. But hey, I'm gonna try and fix this. So I don't know, maybe if I reboot, it will function. Or at least I can start it with StartX maybe, or yeah. It would be nice to see this work. Especially because I had to wipe my operating system off of here. I kind of need one now. Oh, we have a cursor. And we can move it. Aha. this ugly this ugly login. I'm gonna set that to X11. I prefer X11. More support. And now log in with my password, which you shall not know. Come on, you can do it, buddy. Oh. So, I'm running on a 7200 RPM hard drive, so this may be a little slow. The first starting of KDE is kind of slow, usually. But then it gets a lot faster on the second time. So I don't know, as long as it's usable. Otherwise I can just use GNOME or XFCE. Yeah, okay, so it's in. That didn't take too especially long. Oh, here we are. Okay. Well, I'm very glad to have gotten that working. Okay, so we've pretty much done this. I just want to test a few extra things. I need to find the terminal. Actually, I think Control-Alt-T should work in this. No? Huh, guess not. Console, I believe it's called. Yeah, console. And now, I suppose, sudo pacman-s Firefox. There we go. So now I can launch Firefox. And I wanted to test if sound is working, so we're gonna get a YouTube video up and running. YouTube. Yeah, sure, I guess. We need to sign into my YouTube, to my Google account. You don't get to see this part. Okay, we're in now. Let's just play any random video. Sound is off. And sound is working. Very good. Sound is like always the last thing I check for. But yeah, as we can see, this is installed great, and if I might, I need to add on my finishing touch. Alright, personal touch done. I declare this installation of Arch Linux completed. It took me around 3.5 hours, and it was probably worth it, because I've been meaning to do this for quite a while, and that is all I have to say, honestly. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I'm gonna go edit this video now, get this completely set up with all my apps and everything. But thank you for joining me in this long, kind of frustrating journey, where my phone kept falling over and I kept having to readjust the camera angle. And now that I look at it, the monitor is not entirely on screen right now either. But you know what? That's alright. I had fun doing this, and that's all that matters. Hope you all have a good day. I'll see you in the future when I upload again, and goodbye.